I think the reason that I wrote the book, Rachel, is, as you know, we're hearing a lot of talk in Washington about great power rivalry. The Pentagon's made China and Russia its top concerns. That began in the latter years of the Obama administration after Vladimir Putin took Crimea in 2014, after President Xi started militarizing and reclaiming islands in the South China Sea and deciding to be more or less president for life in China. And now we see in the Jim Mattis National Defense Strategy, which was released last year when Mattis was running the Pentagon, a re-emphasis on great power competition in a way we hadn't seen since the Cold War. Mm-hmm. And I don't think most people walk around town or walk around their lives thinking that we're about to go to war with Russia and China, but the Pentagon's worried we just might be, especially if we don't think hard about it. But then it begs the question, first of all, I'm not totally sure I agree with every element of this thinking. I think I agree with much of it, that we have to reprioritize focus on Russia and China. Sometimes people veer over into the realm of expecting war to be almost inevitable. They put on their realist international relations theory caps and decide that a rising power must fight an established hegemon, or however you want to put it, or that a declining power like Russia is not going to go quietly. Mm-hmm. And these kind of fatalistic, deterministic interpretations that some people, not most, but some hold, I think are dangerous. But beyond that, if you're going to have rivalry with China and Russia, it raises the question, okay, well, how could a war really begin? What would be the spark? And I don't see either one just, trying to march on Tokyo or Berlin. We're not going to see a World War II-like scenario, I don't think. I believe deterrence is robust enough that that won't happen. So then it raises the question of how could it happen? And I think it's over more like a World War I scenario. It's more like over a small thing, or a relatively small thing, that then blows up and escalates. And that took me to the Senkaku Islands, or as the Chinese call them, the Diaoyu Islands in the East China Sea.
Right.
Both countries claim them.
Very different definitions
exactly.
and names that are important.
And both countries claim them. Japan administers them. I'm not really sure what it means to administer islands where no one lives and nothing happens. But that is formally what we have determined they do, and therefore we have formally decided that the U.S.-Japan Mutual Security Treaty applies. In other words, we are sworn, potentially at the risk of the lives of our sons and daughters and brothers and sisters, to go defend those islands and Japan's claim to them as if they were the central part of Honshu or Tokyo.